Oh my god!
Alec and Cece. Hey, babe. I'm in the middle of a meeting right now. I saw that you called. Anything important? Sort of. I don't know, to be honest. Oh, okay. What is it? So, there's this guy who keeps texting me on Facebook. He's been sending me flirty messages non-stop since I tagged you in that picture of our wedding invitation. Huh? What's his name? That's the interesting part. I checked our mutuals, and your mother is friends with him. It's Robbie Miller. God, not him. Do you know him? Of course I know him. He's my stepbrother. Wait, what? Oh, Robert Miller. Damn, I totally forgot about him. Hold on, why is he flirting with me then? Because he hates me, obviously. He was always super jealous of me growing up, but since he's a year younger, my mother and his dad would always side with him. You guys went no contact though a couple of years back, right? You never told me why though. Yeah, he messed up in a big way. He took my car keys without my permission while I was asleep, and our parents let him. He crashed the car and totaled it pretty badly. And when my parents said that they'd pay for it, but I couldn't press charges against him, I knew I had to move out. God, Alec, that's just awful. What's wrong with this brat? What happened with your parents though? I went no contact with them too, but my stepdad passed last year, so I got back in touch with my mom to console her. Jesus, that sucks. I always thought you stay away from your family because you don't get along with them or something. I never knew it was this big. No, of course. I never told you because I get really frustrated and annoyed while talking about how awful all of them were. Yeah, I mean, we've been together for 3 years now, and I've met your mother like twice. You didn't even want me to meet her. I had no idea how toxic they really were. Now it all makes sense. Mom's still alright. My stepdad was a nightmare. I shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but God, Rob and my stepdad ruined my entire childhood. I'm so glad I'm away from them now. Well, not anymore. Looks like someone wants to get back in touch with you. Of course he does. I'm gonna be honest, the sheer audacity creeps me out. It's one thing to hate you, but to hit on your wife? That's just despicable. Just block him. I can't stand the thought of him sitting creepily and typing out pickup lines for you. God, even thinking about his smug face makes me want to punch him. Honestly, babe, I think you should tell your mother, because this is just creepy and, like I said, downright despicable. And you said your mother always used to side with him, right? Yup, even though he was not even her real son, she somehow thought way better of him than she did of me. Maybe it's because I reminded her of Dad or something, but she never liked me as much as she liked Robert. Okay, so maybe you can use these screenshots as evidence to prove to her what kind of a person her darling stepson really is. I don't think it's fair for you to constantly live in his shadow, babe. It's time you teach him a lesson. Actually, that's not a bad idea. If she defends him still, I'll know where I stand in her life. Truth be told, she still doesn't show any interest in meeting me and talking to me. Even when we meet, all she does is harp on and on about how successful Rob is and what a delightful man he's grown up to be, even though he rarely ever visits her anymore. Well, I really think you should talk to her and let her know what her favorite son is actually up to. Make her realize what a jerk he is. Yup, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And you know, if that doesn't work, we can always confront him and then expose him. I just don't want you to feel inadequate because of some stupid loser stepbrother anymore. You're the sweetest, Cecilia, and also so very cool. That's true. Love you, sweetie. Good luck talking to your mom. Love you too. Alec and Mom. Hey, Mom, I have to talk to you. Hi, Alec. I'm sort of busy right now. I have to make dinner. Rob's coming to visit tonight. That's just lovely. It's Rob that I want to talk about. Oh, what is it? Are you ready to talk to him again? I hope that's what you're going to say, because I really think you two should sort stuff out before you get married. No, Mom, I'm not going to sort anything out with him. He's a terrible person, and I think you should realize that. Huh, what are you talking about? Look at these screenshots, Mom. I don't get it. He's flirting with my fiancé. He's trying to hit on Cece because he knows that I'm going to get married to her. Okay, so what? Wait, what do you mean, so what? I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. You trust Cecilia, right? So why is this even a big deal? It's just some healthy flirting. Healthy flirting? Really? Yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. Honey, I think you're overreacting. Just brush it off. Mom, what are you even saying? Robbie is trying to flirt with the woman who's going to be my wife in a week, and you don't see anything that's wrong with that? I don't know what you want me to say, sweetheart. I mean, it's just some flirting. It's not that bad. Lighten up. And you know, Rob definitely is a better man than you, so I guess it would even make sense if she switched to him. Wow, Mom, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard anyone say. So glad to know that you still prefer Rob over me. What rubbish? I'm not partial at all. What are you even saying? Yeah, that's very obvious. You know what, Mom? I think we should take a breather. You can skip the wedding if you want to, since you would clearly spend that time with your precious stepson. Wow, you're uninviting me from your wedding. Well, whatever. Not that it matters to me. You're just insecure, but instead of working on yourself and bettering yourself, you're pinning the blame on your stepbrother. Classic. Whatever, Mom. Bye. Alec and Cece. So she did exactly what I expected her to. Oh no, what did she say? She defended him, obviously. She said that it was just a bit of healthy flirting. Wait, what? Did she not read the chats or something? He was totally hitting on me, and like not even in a subtle way. What the heck? Yeah, she read all of that and still didn't see anything wrong with the way he was acting. In fact, she's having him over dinner tonight, so they're probably going to sit and discuss me today. They're going to have such a field day discussing this. God, why did I even bother contacting her? No, this is not your fault. I mean, who would think she would still defend him? Like nobody in their right mind would try to justify something as disgusting as this. I'm so sorry, babe. I don't know why anyone would do such a thing, especially someone's own mother. She even said that I'm being insecure, and instead of making myself better, I'm finding excuses to blame it on Robbie. And that's not even the worst part of it. She actually joked about how it would be better for you if you were with him instead, because he's obviously better than me. I mean, can you imagine? Gosh, that's just awful, sweetie. I'm literally shaking with anger right now. I totally understand why you were so skeptical about inviting your family. Do you still want them? Because truth be told, I don't want your mother at the wedding at all. You don't have to worry about that. I told her that I'm revoking her invitation. Clearly, she values her stepson more than she values our relationship, so she can have all the time she wants with him. There's no need for her at the wedding. I'm so proud of you, sweetie. Don't feel bad about it. I know she's your mother, but she had it coming. And now you have to deal with your brother. Confront them once and for all, and make sure they never bother you or us again. And if you don't want to, I'll do it for you. I'm just not gonna sit back and allow these toxic people to mess with my husband. I'll deal with it, sweetie. And yes, you're right. I've tried my best to stay out of his way, but if he's going to mess with mine, then he should be prepared for the consequences as well. I'll talk to him right away. Give him hell. See ya. Alec and Rob. Hey, buddy. Long time no see. Thought we should catch up. Hey, loser. What do you want? I want you to stay the hell away from me and my wife, you despicable lowlife. What? What are you talking about? Don't act so innocent, Rob. I know exactly what you've been up to. You texted my wife and thought that I wouldn't find out? What the hell is wrong with you? Didn't you already cry about this to Mom? Why are you getting so worked up again? Lighten up. I'll lighten up when you learn to stay away. Keep your nose out of my business, where it belongs. You have no reason to be texting my wife and sending her flirty messages, you disgusting creep. Hey, watch out, man. I'm just looking out for the poor chick. What the heck is that supposed to mean? I mean, she's with you and about to marry you, for God's sake. She clearly has no idea what she's doing. Oh really? And you're the perfect guy to be with her? She should at least know what it feels like to be with a real man instead of some loser who can barely afford 3 meals a day. I mean, come on, I'm obviously better suited for such a pretty face like hers. Even Mom agrees. Wow, Rob, you just sink lower and lower. A pretty face? Really? That's all women amount to you? Oh, come on. Don't take it to heart. She's pretty, that's all. And she clearly has bad taste, or else she wouldn't be with a loser like you. I was just trying to help her avoid making a mistake that'll be with her for the rest of her life. It's too late for your mother, but she can still make the right choice and choose to be with me. She has no interest in being with you, Rob. So why don't you just back off? You really can't stand to see me happy, can't you? I mean, we haven't spoken in ages, and then you just pop up out of nowhere the second you get to know that I'm getting married. It was actually all thanks to Mom that I even found out. She told me that this really beautiful girl was with you, and you had even gotten engaged. Mom didn't know she was that serious about you, since you are clearly not exactly a catch, you know. You should count yourself lucky someone as pretty as Cecilia even decided to date you, let alone marry. Now be a good boy and tell her to respond to my messages, or I'll have to believe that she's being held hostage by you and your insecurities. Go to hell, Rob. Do you really think Cece would be interested in someone as horrible as you? She knows exactly what kind of a person you are and absolutely loathes you. That's probably because you've been feeding her lies about me. Have you told her about my bank balance? She'll switch within seconds. She's not some gold digger, you idiot. She doesn't care about how much money you have or how you look, although those seem to be pretty much the only 2 things you have going on for yourself. And you know what, Rob? I wasn't going to brag about it, but you're forcing me to. Brag about what? Are you even aware of who you're talking to? I'm literally the CEO of one of the biggest tech companies on a global scale right now. I didn't think you were worth bragging to, but since you keep bringing up your bank balance, I thought maybe I should show you your place. Wait, what? No, you're joking. Why would I be joking? Look me up, you loser. What the heck? When did that happen? But you were always good for nothing. It was you and the rest of that family that kept bullying me and making my life hell. Once I was out, I could start working freely and without worries. I partly have you, Mom, and your dad to thank for my success, truth be told. Had it not been for you guys, I never would have realized how badly I need to succeed so that I never have to go back to living with you guys again. This has to be some massive prank. You're lying, aren't you? Mom never mentioned any of this. That's because Mom doesn't have any idea. All she does is bring me down, so I never told her, and good for me I didn't. Well, whatever. So what if you're richer than me? I'm still so much better looking than you. You look even uglier than your dad. Hey, maybe that's why Mom likes me more? Wow, below the belt personal comments. Well, I don't care what you think because you're still a jealous and sore loser. You know what, Rob? Maybe if you had focused more on making a better life for yourself instead of spending all your time trying to bring me down and make me feel bad, maybe you wouldn't be in this situation right now. Whatever. I don't need a lecture from you right now. You know what? I'm going to make sure that I take your Cecilia away from you. Nobody can resist me, and neither will she be able to. It doesn't matter how much money you have, and you'll only be able to sit and watch me steal her away from you. I'd love to see you try. That would be one hell of a conversation. Please, go ahead. By all means. Let's see how you steal my fiancé, Rob. You just wait and watch. Finally, I told Cecilia exactly what to expect, and we had a good laugh about how much conviction my stepbrother had in the fact that he would be able to succeed in making Cece cheat on me. So of course, a few hours later, she opened her chats to find several hilariously creepy and flirtatious texts from Rob. Most of them were tacky pickup lines, but a few of them hinted that she deserves more and can do so much better than me. She has no intention of replying and giving him a piece of her mind, so she took screenshots of all the texts and compiled them. Then she posted all of them and captioned the post with the story of whatever had happened so far. I shared the post too, just to make sure that everyone in the family knew exactly the kind of person that Rob was. Most of our relatives were shocked at the way he had behaved, while a few had seen it coming since he could be charming and arrogant whenever he wanted to be. Eventually, I heard from a lot of my relatives that they would also be going no contact with Rob. This infuriated my mother, who proceeded to call me up and yell at me about how I was letting my insecurities get the better of me and how wrong it was of me to publicly shame my family like this. I told her that I don't consider her family anymore and hung up, not wanting to waste any more of my precious time explaining why she should care for me since she obviously is blinded by her stepson's fake charm and goodness. I ended up blocking them both, and while I was sad that I would barely have anyone from my family at the wedding, Cece's brothers and my friends took me out to a bar to celebrate my wedding so that I wouldn't sit at home and mope about my loneliness. We all had a great time, and I totally forgot about the whole ordeal that had taken place. I even came home to a cake that Cece had baked herself with a card that read, "I'll be all the family you need." Needless to say, I teared up at that, and we had an emotional hug. I truly count myself lucky that I'm marrying the coolest and most beautiful woman in the world. I've been living trying to show my mother I'm worthy of her love, but now I'm not going to waste my time on trying to win over people who clearly don't give a damn about me. Neither of them have tried to contact me after the whole post incident went down, and I wish to keep it that way. On a much happier note, Cece and I have decided to take a Europe trip for our honeymoon, and we can't wait for it. She's the only family I need.